Hey everyone, welcome to the sort of rebooted patrol to the US coasts here and Operation Drumbeat. We are just leaving Lorient here, and the water's nice and deep, but we're still making our way out of the Bay of Biscay. So we're going to keep a good pace just so that we don't get bombed on our way out of here. I'm expecting not a very eventful journey on our way to the US. It's going to be a long one, but typically you don't see a lot of traffic outside of the Bay of Biscay. We're in a little bit of danger right now, but within about a day and a half, we should be in the clear. So we're in a Type IXC, which is geared up as follows. We've got a lot of Type 2 torpedoes, which are not my favorite, but we'll spend those as early as we can. And we want to be efficient with these torpedoes and reserve most of our ordnance for tankers. That would be great. I'm just wanting to make it to the US safely, take advantage of our long range, and mostly go after unescorted tankers. I don't want to be doing a lot of stealth or evading destroyers or anything like that. It should just be a feeding frenzy. So we'll see what happens. It's December 13th, and it'll take us a little while to cross the Atlantic. So without further ado, I will cut until something interesting happens. Now, one thing I'm not sure about as we approach North America is that Halifax, Allied air cover around Canada's borders might be pretty good. So as soon as we get within 1,000 kilometers of these Canadian ports, there could be some aircraft. I don't know. I just know if I was at the British coast, we could be getting hit by aircraft all the way out in the middle of this AL grid, so close to 2,000 kilometers out. I don't know how historically accurate that is, but it's possible that something similar will happen around Canada here. So as early as, I would say, tonight or tomorrow, we could start seeing aircraft, so we'll keep on the lookout for that. Last thing I'll mention is late 1941. I don't think any destroyers have radar at this point. We definitely don't, and we don't have radar detectors. Aircraft, however, might. So there could be some naval aircraft that have lee lights and radar equipped, in which case when fog sets in, like right now, things could be very dangerous indeed for us. So we'll figure that out as we get closer to Allied waters. It's certainly a danger until we can mount that radar detector, but I don't think that becomes available until about the summer of 1942, or maybe late 1942. We have visual contact on something in the dark. I can see it stack out there. Very dark out. Let's check the wind speed.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
And give me a range estimate. 8 meter per second winds. It's about 5,500 meters out. This is our first contact. The lights are out on that thing, so it's probably a valid target. So relative bearing 340. We'll extend a line at 240 degrees, about 5,500 meters out. Did I say 250? No, it should have been should have been 240. So he's about there, probably a bit closer than that. And let's see if we can tell what this thing is.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
This says cargo. Don't know if she's armed. It looks like she's coming right for us, which is good news. I'm gonna stay on the surface a bit longer here. So in a situation like this, I would want to fire a G7A. There's no reason to hide our torpedo trails when visibility is this bad. I mean, local time, 9:30 p.m. in December. It's a dark, dark night. So I'm probably gonna use tube 5 here, which means I will put the torpedo men in the back here. And we'll just do a quick rearranging of our crew. Okay, that should be fine. And as this gets a little closer, we'll try to ID her. Too rough for the deck gun, I believe. 8 meter per second winds. Well, let's see here. Oh, we could use the deck gun. I doubt we will. It looks big enough that we probably shouldn't. If it's unarmed, we can consider using the deck gun, but it looks like a pretty big boy out there. Probably on YouTube you can't see that at all, so you can probably see the smoke at least. I'm going to keep doing range checks as it gets closer. When it closes to about 3 kilometers, we'll dive down to periscope depth. By the way, we are just southeast of Halifax and Newfoundland here. Within 1,000 kilometers. This is, well, it's got to be, I would say, American or Canadian. Probably something American. But that's just our general location here. It looks like they're heading northeast, so probably bound for the British Isles, but we don't know. Now, there's also a common little neutral convoy of Irish tankers that tend to be out in this area that I've seen before, but typically they're well lit up and they're in a large group. So we don't want to hit any Irish tankers because they would be neutral. Just something to look out for. It's always kind of out there in the Atlantic. Now they seem to be moving quite slowly. We're within about 3 kilometers, so I'm going to bring us down to periscope depth.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Auf Seerotiefe gehen.
Looks big enough to fire a torpedo at for sure. Not sure if I recognize that or not. And the course is maybe something like 63 degrees. We will see. I've just set up a perpendicular angle here to what I'm just based off our watch officer's view checks of this. Not going to be totally exact, but we've set up perpendicular to a 63 degree course, so we need to make a turn, make our course 333 degrees, and then I'm going to throw us into reverse slowly. We'll just back up toward his path, and we will get tube 5 ready. I think we're going to go fast and magnetic. We'll try to set the depth to right under keel. Now the wind speeds were 8 meters per second, which means our torpedo depth should be, I would say, to be safe, at least 4 meters, probably 5 or below. If it's a pretty big merchant, its draft will probably be 7 to 8 meters anyway. So that's kind of the plan. I should also check what we can hear on the hydrophones. I thought I heard something in front of us. I'm not sure, but I think I hear something way off in front of us. Anyway, that's the cargo. Seems like he's alone. I don't hear anything else in that direction. So our rudder's just about to straighten out here. Then I will go back slow, I believe. And I will set up part of our torpedo solution. Actually, this thing looks pretty small. Okay, so there, reverse. Probably about a 1 kilometer shot or less. And it's fast do you think it's going? Maybe 8 or 9 knots. Probably 8, but what is the... He says no sound contact. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so we can try to ID this here. We've got 1 pretty tall funnel and 2 big masts. So I'm gonna have a flip through, and once I find something that looks like what we have, I will pull us back in. I really don't know. This could be a repair ship. I'm trying to figure out something with a very awkwardly thin mast that's like painted halfway up. And the repair ship doesn't seem to show that, but otherwise it looks almost like a match. Oh, you know what? It could be this. Reefer ship. 4,000 tons? I'm gonna ID it as that for now. Oh, hang on. Is the flag coming off the... Where is the flag on this? Oh, it's actually at the front. That's American. So it's on the forward mast at the top there. I don't think it's a reefer ship. Having trouble finding anything that could be. We're kind of running out of time. Might just have to set the torpedo to impact since we won't know the keel depth. Hmm. If it's unarmed, I'll just use the deck gun. I don't want to waste a torpedo just because I misidentified something. So let's see if it's this reefer ship. I'll go back. Could be. It's making a pretty obvious point that there should be a flag coming off the stern here, and I don't see it. I also don't think I see any guns on board, although maybe that's something at the front. In any case, let's do a range check. Okay. 700 meters at 212. Close enough. Okay. And I'm gonna try to figure out the speed here, assuming that that's the correct length. I mean, I think it's a reefer ship. Looks like we've got that four-pointed deal at the front there. Here we go. Length is 133.5 meters. Set the depth to 6.8. That is a little something on the back. It might have some kind of flak gun. It looks like it's going 8 knots by my count.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Kleine Fahrt voraus.
Alright, depth set to... Hang on. Opening tube, depth looks good. Fast, magnetic.
Rohr 5. Aal ist im Wasser.
26 seconds to impact, and let's load another torpedo. I think it is, yeah, it's definitely armed. So, if we miss, maybe we'll just break contact. It might not be worth it. I think we did ID it correctly. Hey, there we go. Gonna throw out a star shell, or... Looked like a pretty good hit. I think that'll probably send her down. I don't see that gun at the back turning. There is definitely one back there. A lot of debris in the water. Fire on the deck. Hit her amidships. Might even be a turret on the... something on the front. I'm gonna drop the periscope, and we'll shadow her underwater for a little while here. Drop our depth just a bit, and we'll match her course, which is about 63 degrees. I'm also going to take a quick listen on the hydrophones just to see if she's dead in the water. Still chugging along, but we can could see that we did some pretty good damage, so I think in about 15-20 minutes she'll be listing pretty hard. There's a secondary explosion going off. I really didn't expect to just by chance in the middle of the night come across something already so far out in the middle of the Atlantic, so that was pretty lucky. But that's a good omen in my books. I think regardless of what happens here, we'll be staying submerged for the rest of the night. I'm just very paranoid that there will be aircraft out and about. Since we've hit this ship, aircraft with radar and lee lights and all kinds of weaponry could hit us in the middle of the night. That's certainly what would happen later in 1942. I don't know if it can happen this early in the game, but I'm not going to take any chances. Like I said before, this crew right here has done, I don't know if it said, yeah, 20 patrols there. This guy, that guy's done 18, that guy's done 12, but this guy's been in it since the start. I started this career in a Type 2 in August of 1939, so I'm trying to survive the entire war, this career. We've just recently graduated to a Type IXC. In the summer of this year we did. But now we're actually being able to put that range to use. So I'm playing cautiously. If we get sunk, that's the end of the career. And I'd like to also at some point do a Type 21 career in the last year of the war in the North Atlantic. I think that would be fun. But otherwise, the plan for this is Drumbeat, then we'll play in the Atlantic, maybe the mid-Atlantic later on. And for Operation Typhoon, we will eventually move out to Jakarta or Penang and try to hit convoys in the Indian Ocean. But that's much later. I think that's 1943 or something like that. So that's the plan long term. Our aft tube is loaded. I can hear that she's really slowing down now. Just barely chugging along. I'm gonna pop up to periscope depth to take a look, but I think she'll be going down pretty soon. There she is, listing pretty heavily to, wow, that is a very heavy list to port. Looks like she's like 45 degrees almost. So, yeah, it's only a matter of time now. I think if I surfaced now, I'd be interested to see, but I don't understand how those deck guns would be able to have the gun elevation to hit us. Like it's possible, or I could just go to the other side, right? Because her underbelly is definitely showing on the starboard side. So if I just went to the other side, her guns literally wouldn't be able to depress enough to hit us, I don't think. So we could just surface and use the flak guns and bring her down. That might be fun. But I think she'll go down unassisted pretty soon here. Looks pretty deadly. So yeah, that's definitely an American ship, and it's a legal target for the first time in the war so far. I've seen many American tankers that I've just had to let slip by, lots of tonnage, but now the second happy times has officially begun, and we're going to be taking advantage of that. So, first of many. Still not going down. I do think I am going to surface on the other side of her and just bring her down with the flak guns. I don't know what's going on. It's been quite a while. It's been almost half hour. If it doesn't sink by the time I maneuver to the other side, I'm just gonna blow ballast and we'll get on the flak guns and bring her down. There's essentially no risk at this point. So here we are. I really don't think, I mean, my palms are getting a little sweaty now that I'm in position. But yeah, I think for whatever reason she's just sitting there, and I'm really eager to just bring her down. So we're gonna blow ballast here. I don't think there's any way she can engage us, just by the way she's positioned and the way we're positioned. That's the underside of the ship right there. So let's surface the boat.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
I don't want to spend any more time in this position than I need to, and I'd like to confirm the kill here. So I could even save 105 shells by using the flak gun. I might just go ahead and do that because I don't think it's gonna take much to send her down here. We'll get people on the deck gun just in case. Okay. Oh, there's lights on.
Horche bugwärts.
Schiff
Horche
gesichtet.
No, they're not. Don't tell me that. They can't. They can't engage us.
Schiff gesichtet. Lage 3, 4. Geringe Entfernung. Kleine Fahrt voraus.
Alright, she's going down. Wow. When the lights came on, it said that there are enemy ships engaging us. I was kind of shatting my pants. So, that was a reefer ship. That's 4,000 tons. 1 torpedo spent. And I am a little lighter now because of that excrement that just left my body as the crew warned me we were detected. So, I'm gonna drop us down again. I'm super paranoid that there could be aircraft in the area, and we just got lit up briefly. So let's drop down to, oh, I don't know, 60 meters, and we'll check to make sure it's surface at about noon or something like that, following morning.